I've been wanting to create natural looking veins in leaves and petals. Here I have a blend with, at the very top, a sheet of very dark, I think it's a mix of alizarin, and the very bottom has a sheet of very light. So whatever blend you use, especially for the leaves, it's good to finish off the blend with a light and dark contrast. In my opinion, for my designs is very important. So I've done this before in previous issues where you press the lines in horizontally, but now we're going to add crisscross lines, really squish that. I used a ruler because I needed something fat, any tool that's fat enough to kind of pull that color through. Sometimes you have to do the line again if you can tell that it's not pulling the color through. And see, here I'm doing it at opposite angles, kind of making an X pattern through. Because if you look at the veins of leaves and petals, you'll see how they're sectioned off that way. If it wasn't enough, this takes a lot of practice. The consistency of the clay is going to make a difference, the tools you use. If at this point I wasn't happy, I would just go ahead and squish more lines in there. So I've taken it and squished it back down to a square. It needs to be a square because for these leaves, when I flip it, there the lines go up from the center vein. But I've decided I need alizarin crimson, which might be a surprising choice, but I really like the alizarin crimson. But it needs to be quite thin. If it's too thick, it will ruin it. I kind of shaved it there so that the vein kind of tapers off. And when I slice it, you'll see better. So I take off the corners to make it more of a leaf shape. And I've decided outlines work really well for some of these nature canes. I used to try without the outline, but I've currently really appreciating of, again, very, very thin alizarin crimson outline. Now you see how when I switched it, the lines, the veins of the leaves are coming out, making almost like an arrow shape in the middle. The recipe for this blend is in the PDF.